One of the questions that I get all of the time when working with federal employees is, when is the best date to retire? And there's several things that you want to take into consideration. So let's start by talking about Fers employees, because that's where most of the federal employees are at this point. So as a Fers employee, the first thing that you want to understand is when your pension gets paid. So for Fers employees, the pension always gets paid on the following month after you retire. So for example, if you were to retire December 10th, then your pension would start January 1st. So in order to optimize that, so that there's not a gap in time where you're not getting paid, it's usually best to retire on the last day of the month. So in that example, you would want to retire on December 31st, and then that way your pension would start January 1st. The other thing that you want to take into consideration is how your annual leave is paid. So you may or may not be aware, but when you retire, any unused annual leave that you have saved up is going to be paid to you in a lump sum payment. So you're going to get a check. They're basically going to multiply that amount by your hourly pay rate, and they're going to cut you a check for that amount. Well, it's going to be all taxable in the year that you receive it. So oftentimes when people are looking to optimize the amount of money and keep the most amount of money in their pocket, if they're going to have a big annual leave payment, then they'll try to push that retirement to the end of the year. That way, it's going to come in the next year where likely your tax bracket's going to go down because you're retired. So for Fers employees, generally speaking, December 31st is the best day to retire. Now, there's a lot of other considerations that are too much to go into in this video, but that's a really good starting point to look at when the best day for you to retire might be. So hopefully this helps you understand at least a little bit how to determine when the best day for you to retire is. If you'd like to look at the specifics of your situation, or if you have any additional questions that you'd like answered, I'd absolutely love to have a conversation with you. So give us a call at the number on the screen.